bronze medalists by team. But these are two very different looking teams compared to just a few months back in the Japanese capital. Trying out something new at the beginning of the new Olympic cycle as we begin the road to Paris 2024. In the lineup for Korea, Song Sera here will kick things off. And she's joined by Kang Young-mi, two members of the Korean team that we've seen before. They're joined by 19-year-old Lim Tai-hee. In the Italian team, Nicole Foyetta joins up with Alberto Santuccio and Federica Isola. Underway for bronze here in Tallinn. Nine legs of fencing, 3 fencers on each team, 1 reserve. The reserve for Korea is Shin Hayuna, and for Italy it's Alice Clerici. Big hit there. Apology from Foyetta. She's come into the team for Clerici. Clerici fenced in the last round in the semi-finals where Italy lost. Let's take a look at how the two teams got to this stage. Italy had a bye through the incomplete round of 32 before beating Egypt and Switzerland, but lost out to Germany by a single point in a priority minute in the semi-finals. Korea, well, number 2 seeds, but like I say, with a slightly different look than we're used to. They also had a bye before beating Sweden and France, losing out to Russia 45-35. It's a cracking start from Foyetta. So asking for a weapon to be checked. And had that light not come up, then that hit would have been annulled. But the short pommeler from Korea struggling with Foyetta. Well, number 128 at 25 years old, the Italian. Song Sera, world number 12 at 28. An indication that Korea may well be sticking with Song and Kang for the Paris Olympic cycle, as Song does get off the mark. Just stepping into distance and looking for the blade, opened the door for Song. First error from Foyetta. The time's going to run out on us here in this first period, but not before Nicole Foyetta can land a 4th hit for Italy. So that'll do it. Good start from the Italian. These team matches are built in thirds. Get through the first third. Sets a little bit of a picture. The middle third, fights 4, 5 and 6. Can see one team trying to stretch out a lead and the other trying to close it. Italy have got off to a flyer here. It's all about getting to leg number 7. Either in the lead or certainly in touch. Santuccio and Kang dancing around a bit now. You think Santuccio is the one that can afford to just sit back a little bit, not switch off, but with the lead, she can afford to be risk averse. Got a double there, but took a bit of a knock on the sword arm elbow. Kang ranked 13th in the world, 36-year-old. And Santuccio is world number 41 at 27, and she pops in a lovely shot there. Just a little salty, realising she was close enough, just finished off the attack. Well, certainly pumped up. The Italians' third bite at the cherry there. Missed on the attack, then wrapped up the blade, closing the distance. Missed the first binding riposte. Landed the redouble. So inside a minute to go, target score of 10. Nice. Kang determined to try and close this gap up using all the time possible. So Italy's still going to be the happier of the two here. Especially another late one from Santuccio this time mirroring what Fuerte did at the end of the first period. And 8 plays 4 means another net point gain for the Italian team. And we get our first sight of Lim Tai-hee going up against Federica Isola. Isola, the world number 7, just 22 years old, up against the 19-year-old Korean. Let's see what the Korean women's epee factory is producing to replace their athletes that got the silver medal at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Start of the third, and the 19-year-old Pomela from Korea gets her first outing on a podium at a senior international tournament. Clearly, she doesn't want to muck around. No hit scored. Banatsev from the Russian Federation takes control of proceedings, replacing Matthias Henkelmann from Germany, who refereed the first 2 fights, a pair of referees, 4 team competitions per match. Well, the first one looked like it missed there, but you watch this amazing response from the Korean. Recovering forwards, bringing the back leg forward, and then binding up the attack. Doing all the pressing. Isola happy to stick with a risk-averse approach. Has the lead and then picks up the blade there. Very clever. He'll step away and then steps in to lure the attack before binding round from cart into octave. It's a high line down into the low line. Good patient fencing from the Italian. Good aggressive fencing from the Korean. So a real match-up here. Again, good distance from Isola. Saw Lim stepping in with a point up in the sky and just stormed in on the attack. So Lim has got Isola pinned to the back line, and that's what happens as a result. Isola has to try and press forward to give herself a bit of space. And Pomela using that extra reach to score her second hit of the fight, but Isola gets it back immediately. looks like Lim has said enough's enough. She's been called off by the Korean coach by the sounds of things. A third of the way through this bronze medal match. Korea already in a spot of bother. The Italians have won all of the first 3 legs and now, as you can see, lead by 6. So the job now for Kang, followed by Song, followed by Lim, is to start closing this gap up over the next 3 fights. Kang goes up against Foyetta. Second outing for both of these fencers. Kang falling short on the attack this time. Just a little step away from Foyetta to make miss, and then lands the 13th hit for the Italians. Kang's got to do something about this, and that's why she's gone for it, picking up the blade. A minute without a hit will force a passivity card from the referee, and with Korea behind, they would be given that P yellow card, so Kang had to step on the gas there. Italian coach just saying to Foyetta, don't let yourself just constantly get pushed back. Try and buy back a little bit of ground. See, she's just making Kang think a little bit, Foyetta. Well, a shout came from the Koreans. Your time's running out. You could get passivity call. That just put Kang off for a second, and Foyetta jumped on the opportunity. Kang getting caught up there. Just taking a little knock as the two came together. Just looks a little winded, but I didn't really see any real contact there. Time's going to run out on us, and the Italians still hold at 6-point lead. to apiece. So, well, containment, you can say, for the Koreans. They need a little more than containment. As we go into the fifth, and Song comes out for her second against Isola. So start of the fifth, and Song Sera needs to start making a dent in this deficit for the Koreans. Straight off the mark, she goes after Isola. The two highest ranked fencers on their teams. Possibly could cancel each other out here. Doesn't stand for obvious reasons. Gap is widening, and this is looking very, very tricky already for the Korean team. They've got to find a way through to break up this Italian squad, the new look Italian squad. Just didn't quite execute right there. She finds the blade, but she just dragged it down onto the inside of her leg. Another one. Wide. Lefty gets righty. They're right on the edge of the piece, so Song has clearly just hit the black outer edging of the piece. Another one on the outside. gentleman, the referee asks the fencers to come in to the middle of the piece to avoid these hits outside the piece. The piece itself is earthed, so the light won't come up if the épée hits the piece. Ooh, close from both of them there. Isla on the back line manages to force out a double on the attack. Target score of 25, not going to get hit here. And time runs out on them. Another net gain for the Italian team. 4 for Song and 6 for Isla. Now, what the Koreans think about bringing out their reserve? They don't yet, so Lim Tai-hee comes on and she'll go up against Alberta Santuccio, leg number 6. And really, Lim has to do something about this. Pressure from Lim, but no hit yet. Just a few seconds left before passivity will get called. Lim has to go. Referee calls it. And it's a P yellow for Korea, trailing. They are the ones that get penalised for not scoring. Lim's got Santuccio pinned into the back of the piece. Referee has to pull them apart here. Promising signs from the 19-year-old Korean. He's a pressure fencer. She's neat and tidy and compact, a little bit big sometimes with her sword actions, which does open the door for attacks. At 19 years old, first time on the international circuit in a podium match, at least. And Lim looks actually for a very promising future ahead of her. Still on the attack, as you'd expect from Lim now. But Santuccio staying nice and tidy, picking up the blade, landing a riposte. Lovely, and there's that big sword action, blade action from Lim. And it just opens the door for the disengage attack on the flesh from Santuccio. Lots of pressure from Lim. That one going on the outside. Referee electing to annul the hit and says that I saw it hit off the piste, so no hit given. And Lim calls for a video. Well, first video appeal of the match. So this is all about whether Lim has hit outside of the piste or hit her opponent. Lim thinks she's hit the opponent. Mattis Henkelman is back to give his call and sticks with his decision. So no more video appeals left for Lim. Each fence gets one appeal per leg. Finally, Santuccio's lured out into the attack, and Lim can show us what she can do in defence with that extended reach with the pommel grip. Pressing again once more. Again, big action. I'm sure that Lim and her coach will look back on this. And that will be one of the things that they'll take to the lesson piece. The action's just a little too big when you're up against a quality offender like Santuccio. Dogs have been called off in the Korean camp, and Santuccio is more than happy with that as time runs out. The lead up to 10 points now as we go into the all-important final 3 legs. Final appearance for Kang and Isola. Italians have played around with their order as well throughout the day. Isola has been anchoring for them earlier on in the day, but this occasion it will be Santuccio. So start of the 7th leg. Bronze medal up for grabs here. Well, so far it's been a case of the Koreans attacking and pressing. The Italians striking for a lead early doors in the match and then using defensive mastery to build that lead up. again, stepping into distance. We've seen this mistake time and time again from the Koreans, stepping into distance, going looking for the blade. And they're so neat and tidy and disciplined, this Italian squad. They just pick everything up. This time, Isola deciding not to allow Kang to push her back. That's a nice little ducking counter there. Just move the target out of the way whilst counter-attacking. Isola thought she had that one, but sadly not. Nice attack there from distance. Well, came in 10 hits ahead, Italy, and they leave 10 hits ahead. Cancelled each other out there. Yeah, I mean, Kang was going for it, that's for sure. But up against the strongest member, arguably the strongest member of the Italian team, certainly by ranking, she's the strongest member. 5 apiece is very shameful performance. So Nicole Foyetta has performed very well so far. She goes up against a teenager from Korea. I say that, we've had a substitution. It's actually Shin Hyuna who comes on to replace Lim. So lots of changes in the formations for these teams after an extended Olympic cycle. It's no surprise that some of the athletes are taking a break and taking a rest, and it's also an opportunity for the coaches of the teams to have a play around, test out some of the youngsters to see how they're going to get set for qualification for the Paris Olympic Games. We're not that far away, to be honest, from the start of that qualification. Just a little over a year before qualifying for Paris starts again, which is very unusual for obvious reasons. We had a delayed games because of the global pandemic, but it does mean that we are going to have 2 games in very quick succession, just 3 years between them. Not much time for rest for those athletes that would normally take perhaps up to a year, even a year and a half off. We've seen fencing athletes take time off, especially on the women's side of the competition, as they take an opportunity early in the Olympic cycle to start or continue to grow their families. It's very unusual to see 3 athletes on a team making similar errors. There's 2 big errors really from the Koreans that have been capitalised on by the Italians. Are pressing, closing the distance, and they're not doing something with that distance being close. The Italians picking them off. And then these big blade actions. And let's be fair, these athletes have probably had a little bit of a summer break, whether they went to the Olympic Games or not. First competition of the season, get the dust the cobwebs away. A little bit more nervy than perhaps later on in the season as well. That also shows how important it is to get a lead in épée. You can start to control the narrative of the match. Very professional display from the Italian team. Still leading by 10, so no net gain or loss for the teams. Ooh, she thought she'd scored there. Fuerte's done her job for the Italian team here. Comes away with a positive 3 indicator. So no gain in that one for the Italian team, but only the second leg where they haven't increased their lead. So time for the final leg of this bronze medal match. Song Sera comes on for Korea, the left-handed pommeler, taking on Alberta Santuccio. I wonder if we see Song Sera go for this right from the start. Getting lots of encouragement from her teammates and coach in the box. So has to go early because of the size of the deficit. Wrapped up, going down into octave first. Santuccio misses the blade and then collects it up in circular cease and closes out to build the lead further. And this time launching an attack. Heartbreaking. And your job is to try and close the gap. We're 25 seconds into the fight and it's opened up by 2. Could forgive her for letting her head go down a little bit. Song pressing again though. that issue of the sword arm elbow earlier on from Santuccio. Still experiencing it. And there again is that closing of distance. Coaching staff asking Santuccio if she needs some sort of assistance with that elbow, and she's saying no, there's not much we can do about it at this stage. Definitely carrying some kind of injury there with that right elbow, Santuccio. Santuccio pinned to her back line. Engelman, referee, saying that she has to go back even further. A little bit of humour for the end of this fight. The Italians have bossed it right the way through, taking the lead early on. They haven't lost a single leg. Drawn two, but in all the others, they've advanced their lead. As they're doing right here. At the moment, 5 plays 1 in favour of the Italians. The Koreans having to chase, so a bit one-dimensional in their approach, which does make it a little easier for the Italians to call. Has called halt before that final action. They all got tangled up there, and that's why Matthias Henkelmann called that. So just a little under a minute to go. Give you fair warning, we'll come out of this match pretty tightly as the two fencers get very close together. Yeah, we'll come out of this match pretty quickly on commentary, and we'll have to mute the microphones here because they have been playing commercial music in the venue and we don't have the rights to show that, so fair warning. We're not far away from seeing Italy claim the bronze medal here at the first Women's Epee World Cup of the season in the team event here in Tallinn, Estonia. Well, it's almost as if Alberto Santuccio wants to get to the target score of 45. Doesn't have to go in an attack like this, but there's very little risk with such a massive lead. Well, we come to the closing 10 odd seconds of this match. Song going after a hopeless task really here. 12 points behind. Less than 10 seconds to go. Well, are we going to get to the target score of 45? Santuccio goes for it. A double is the result. And after a dominating defensive display from Italy to gain the lead, it came down to Santuccio's stunning sorties that take Italy to the bronze medal here at the Tallinn World Cup. Don't go far, we will be back for the gold medal match. So congratulations to Italy, bronze here in Tallinn.